como cual como cualquiera
Hey, who you talk to? What's going on? Thank you for joining us once again. It is October 25th, 2023, Wednesday night. It is legit paranormal news. I am King Miguel.
I'm Dreamy David Barr.
Sin Schrader Hill author.
Machine Mandy.
And David now for our top story.
All right, so Mike,
Dave, can I just stop you 1 second really quick?
Sure.
So I got a lot of flack for the weird facts that I had last week. I just got a lot of flack.
Okay.
That's the word I would use.
What kind of flack?
If I had to pick a word, I'd pick the word flack is what I got. So yeah, I don't know. Well, anyways, here's some more facts. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on TV. Good luck. Wish me luck on this one. Boantropy is a psychological disorder in which patients believe they are.
Nice.
So that's actually boantropy is actually a disorder. It's named that. So that means there were enough people to name it.
That would explain what I've seen at numerous Primus concerts, because they have that song Tommy the Cat, but every time they would play in Rhode Island or Massachusetts, there would be a guy in a cow costume in the front row, and they would change Tommy the Cat to Tommy the Cow to recognize the guy in the cow costume.
Did it have the others?
It did.
You're not going to say it was you in the suit, are you?
It was not me.
Okay. Camels have 3 eyelids. There is a McDonald's on every continent except, anybody want to guess?
Antarctica.
There you go. Mosquitoes are attracted to people who just ate bananas. That one, I wish I knew that one like 20 years ago. And I'm being serious living in Rhode Island here. I like bananas. And I like to go outside, and mosquitoes seem to like me. So, all right. In South Korea, there's an emergency number to report suspected spies. It's 113. Cats can make more than 100 vocalizations. 100. What's the keynotes? Sonic the Hedgehog's full name is, Dave?
Have no idea.
Ogilvy Maurice Hedgehog. Ogilvy. Right? The world's termites outweigh the world's humans blank to 1. The world's termites outweigh the world's humans blank to 1. 10 to 1. It's 10 more pounds, like 10 times the pounds of termites to humans in the world.
That's pretty crazy.
And they're all at one house. Most toilet paper sold in France is what color?
White?
Yeah.
Nope, pink.
Pink.
What?
Yes.
You got me on that one.
The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. The human nose can remember 50,000 different scents. Children tend to grow faster in the spring. Now, I thought about that one for a second. And I'll be honest, it does seem like kids get taller over the spring. But that would also mean that our bodies are evolving with the spring. Would that not, Sin?
It kind of sounds like it.
Okay, so then, Mandy, if that is the case, that they say that, kids' bodies do grow more in the spring, does that make me have to worry that I get older in the spring?
Well, I don't know. They say, just like they say, as you get older, your nose grows and your ears get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe.
Well, that's true. You know, your ears and your nose continue to grow through your whole entire lifetime. Not that that's anything to brag about. Oh, that was one. Sliced bread was invented a year after the invention of TV. It's the best thing since sliced bread is one of the oldest quotes I can think of that has been in my life. Like, so how is that possible? The TV that see, I don't. You know what it is? I don't get that. That does not make sense to me. That fact
Maybe
right there.
Maybe they meant mass produced. Like
Yeah, like
assembly line kind of
I'm
thing.
sure somebody
sliced
cut into
bread in
it.
a bag.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sure somebody cut into the bread before. Holy crap! I hope they didn't go that long.
Like
stint
I
before
believe
somebody's
that was
"Did I
that
cut
was
this?"
on the Food That Made America on the History Channel. They had a whole thing about sliced bread and Wonder Bread and all that stuff. If you like
Dave,
that kind of show,
Dave, let me write down this show to make sure I don't watch it. Foods. What was it?
the
Across
Food
America.
That Made America
Oh,
or
that
Built
made.
America, something like that.
Okay. Will not watch. If you keep a goldfish in a dark room, it will eventually turn what color?
White?
There it is.
Really?
Bullfrogs do not sleep. A snail breeds. By the way, if you are of my dialect, I can't say the word breeds. 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 Breathes. I want. It
Breeds?
sounds like I'm. Breeds, but it sounds like I'm saying. Sounds like I'm pronouncing it breeds whenever I say it. I can't like it. A snail breathes, son of a bitch, through its foot.
What?
Yes, a snail. Don't make me say it again. A snail breathes through its foot.
That's
What does it do?
Breathes.
Where?
Foot. Fish cough. It took the creator of the Rubik's Cube 1 month to solve the cube after he created it. That's Japanese square watermelons aren't edible. They are purely ornamental.
Why?
I felt like that line right there was trying to trick me in my bad reading and saying something completely wrong. Did you guys catch that? Because it reads Japanese square watermelons aren't edible; they are purely ornamental. So we had to talk to our producers. I ain't doing that again. I'm not getting caught on the line like that. An ant's sense of smell is stronger than a dog's. Tigers have striped skin, not striped fur. The stripes are like fingerprints. No two tigers have the same pattern. I call bullshit on that one. How do you know? No, be dead serious. How did you make a statement like that? How do you know? How do you know? Have you seen every tiger?
How many tigers did they shave to get that information?
And worst part is, Dave, it's still not enough because of the way that they phrased it. They had to throw it with the snowflake, fingerprint thing and be like, no two tigers have the same stripes. How do you know? How do you know? How you're not shaving every tiger born is what I'm saying. Maybe they are. Mandy, would you look into that, please? Look up Google shaving all tigers for skin
Markings.
identification. Or something like that.
Markings.
Shaving tigers for
alligators will give manatees the right of way if they are swimming near each other.
Really?
Elephants are the only mammal that can't jump. Canned baked beans aren't baked but stewed. And then my last one, oh, Jesus. Mosquitoes have 47 teeth. Let's go back to my last one. If you eat bananas, mosquitoes will bite you with, 47 teeth. I always thought it was just like one stick that just went inside you and they drew the blood out like that. But I'm starting to think that maybe I know the cartoons too much and not the real world. What about you, Dave?
All right, so last week we talked about an urban legend from here in Rhode Island that may have inspired Freddy Krueger, the creation of Freddy Krueger. But Wes Craven was also inspired by something that really did happen. It's a true story about a Cambodian family that he read about in the LA Times. The family came to America to escape the mass genocide in the killing fields.
good
They
reason.
made it. What's that?
It was a good reason. That's a good reason. Just saying, that's a good reason to move.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna escape somewhere, it's definitely a good reason.
Genocide, yeah.
Yes, they made it to the States. Everything was fine until there was a young boy in the family who became terrified to sleep because that he felt that if he slept, he would be killed by something chasing him. So this boy forces himself to stay awake, sometimes for days at a time. Eventually, he dies in the middle of a nightmare. So like he had to catch up on sleep, has a nightmare, boom, dead. So this became an inspiration for A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Wes Craven told us to Cinefastique magazine.
So wait a minute. So this guy was so scared of something that was happening to him in his dreams that he didn't want to sleep.
He
So
felt
he
like
didn't-
something was chasing him, so he refused to go to sleep.
So he didn't sleep for how long?
Sometimes days at a time,
Okay, that's
which
gonna
we
mess
all
you up.
know can really screw with your mind and your body.
Oh, when I pass 24 hours of being up nowadays, it's not good.
Yeah,
It's not
people,
just a mental feeling. It's not that back when I was young in the 20s, when it was like, now it's like you physically like, I gotta go lay down. No, I time out, gotta go lay down. So yeah, I couldn't do that anymore. Used to stay up like 3-4 days in a row. I could do that. Now I swear to God, I gotta get 4 hours at least. I've come to terms with my life. If I can sleep 4 hours a night, I can survive. Anything below 4 hours, though, it's just, the oldness creeps up and slaps me in the back of the head. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
that's all good. I find that a sleep hangover is worse than an alcohol hangover at my age.
Yeah.
So, like, if I go to bed too late, that messes me up more than if I had a few too many beverages.
Now, can you nap?
I don't like to because it just messes up my whole circadian rhythm.
So you can't nap, is what I'm
I
saying.
don't like to. I can, but I try not to.
All right. Sin, do you nap?
Whenever I get a chance.
Do they work for you? Like, do you wake up feeling any better? Because I always wake up feeling horrendous from a nap. It's like, I should be sleeping 8 hours.
Some of them are heavy like that, yeah. But others aren't.
Mandy, naps?
Yeah, I've been trying to get one in here and there when I can, only because they say it's good for your heart.
Yeah, I got a buddy, and he can take like a 20-minute, 30-minute nap and feel great.
Yep,
And I hate him for it.
that's
I
me.
hate him
Yeah.
for it.
Yep,
I do.
I feel
The
good.
power nap.
I sleep anything less than like an hour, it's not even worth it. And anything that's shorter than like, if you cut it off at like an hour, like there, like I'll be miserable. I'd be a miserable person. I mean, I'm rough in the morning as it is, but naps, those are sacred. If I'm taking a nap, it's gonna be like around. You guys don't need to know this, but it's gonna be around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, so I can nap till like 5, 6. Then I can get up, maybe eat some pasta, Dave. You know what I mean? Go in the fridge, look around. Hey, do what I got to do. Next thing you know, it's dark out. Take the dogs out, Dave. Then I go to sleep. You can go ahead. I'm sorry, Dave. That's just what I do, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so this kid's afraid to sleep. Eventually, falls asleep, dies in the middle of a nightmare. Now, this wasn't the only instance or article of this that Wes Craven saw. There were 3 others about unexplained deaths from Laos, Cambodia. None of the articles connected the deaths together, though they were all similar. The last of the 3 men dying in his sleep was found with a Mr. Coffee Maker in his closet and discarded sleeping pills that he never took.
All right, wait a minute. Hold on. Mandy, Joanne says hi. No.
She's from Canada.
Oh. What's that all about? Dave,
Yeah.
what we were saying just then was, explain to me about what they found, the sleeping pills. Rewind to
So
that part.
he had sleeping pills, but he never took them. And he
All
had
right.
a Mr. Coffee Maker. So he was trying not to fall asleep, just like the young boy from the other article.
That's not solid proof though, because I have a coffee machine here and upstairs, and I hate taking NyQuil. I I
Hmm.
I consider NyQuil one of the hard drugs. It's up there in that cocaine, heroin. It's up there with that, right? And I'll tell you why. The way it makes me fall asleep is like I'm being pulled out of my body and I can't stop it. So I don't know if you guys have ever had this issue where you're afraid of the moment where you fall asleep. Has anyone
Only
ever?
in school. Only in school.
Oh, I have it to this day. That
Really?
because I worry about that moment. Like where is it that I lose and I'm out, and then everything's on cruise control because that's the closest I come to dying, right? So when's the it'll if you're dumb like me, you'll think about it too much and it'll swell your head up and you're like, I'm worried about that. And I don't like the idea of being drugged to put to sleep. Like, I've been roofied a couple times, but never been a pleasant experience. It always ends up in some sort of bad, just real jerks type of stuff. But anyways, NyQuil, it makes me fall asleep. It makes me fall asleep. You're welcome, Dave.
All right, now back to Southeast Asia, where refugees are dying in their sleep. So there are many young men in the country of Laos. They are falling asleep to their deaths due to a fatal ailment. You've heard of SIDS, right? Sudden infant death syndrome. Well, this condition was called SUNS, sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome.
Oh.
This was something that was affecting young men between the ages of 20 and 30 from the Hmong ethnic group.
Wait. I'm sorry, Dave. Sudden
unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, SUNS.
So dying unexpectedly at night syndrome.
Right.
Unexpected nightly death syndrome. I'm just trying to squeeze it together. They went with like 14 letters. Like, why? Just to say the same thing. Never mind.
So again, this was affecting young men between the ages of 20 and 30. They were from the Hmong ethnic group. They were persecuted in Laos after this group was recruited by the CIA and agreed to fight the North Vietnamese in the Vietnam War. So between 1978 and 1981, there were 13 nocturnal deaths of Hmong young men that were recorded. According to an article in the LA Times, 98% of those 13 deaths occurred between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. And during the year 1981, 26 total Hmong men died for the same reason. So many of these victims, they found them dead, but if medics arrived in time as they were dying, they found that this particular group of men's hearts were contracting obscenely fast, as if they'd been scared to death by something in a dream. Mike?
Thank you, Dave.
Mike.
13 unexpected deaths. And given a really silly name like that, makes me think of a cover-up. Makes me think of like, our officers whacked a couple people. Just put them on that unknown suddenly at night dying syndrome thing.
They could have been injected with something to mess with.
And there we go. Yeah, that would be next. Exactly. So what I'm saying is, it could be a cover-up, could it not? I mean, because that's a very vague, like, watch out for a sudden daytime nap and never get up again ever syndrome.
So people were also questioning this because it was only happening to the Hmong ethnic group, only to men between the ages of 20 and 30.
Sounds like a serial killer.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there had been a lot of speculation as to what was causing this. Some doctors were trying to argue that it was poor diet, because these refugees were living away from camps on the killing field, so they're fleeing these camps. They don't really have a lot of food, so the nutritional component wasn't there. Other people were speculating that it was due to exposure to chemical nerve agents that were used in the Vietnam War. but that was dispelled.
Warmer. I'm sorry. I thought we were playing that game. I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, a medical examiner that was mentioned in the LA Times article said if it were a chemical agent, it doesn't make sense that it would only affect men of a specific age group and ethnic background, and only during a specific time frame in the evening. You think they would drop dead at like any time of the day, whereas all of these guys were dying in their sleep.
Okay. So what if this chemical was made for a certain species or race, as we found that chemical agents have been made in the past? They actually have made stuff. We've done it on this show. They've made stuff for certain ethnic groups, thinking this was going to have more of an effect on them. So that is plausible to me with that story right there. And then what was the last part of it? Because that was plausible too. They could get away with that. Oh, at what time? Well, what time?
Yeah.
The time that we give it to them at night. You know, when we go shoot that stuff on them at night, yeah, that's when they unexpectedly die. Mark it down, and they go. I may be crazy, but that's what I think. Sin, what do you hear on that? You hear that a little bit?
I hear the same thing.
Mandy?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Also, you have the CIA component. These were all men that were working for the CIA during the Vietnam War.
Which were very honest. YouTube. They were very honest people. Sorry. I gotta make sure we don't get knocked down again. Yeah.
Yep.
They definitely were honest. If one thing they were was honest.
So some of these men believed that they were being punished by spirits for leaving and abandoning their homelands. And I have a friend who's Filipino, and they do have a legend or myth about this supernatural being called the Hag, who visits men at night and sits on their chests and sucks the breath out of them and kills them by suffocation. And Sons is still unexplained to this day. They can't figure out what happened, why it happened.
I'm stuck on two things. One, I literally just skipped the Hag segue like Shaq would miss a dunk. Like I just stayed out of it because there was a million things I wanted to say, all which would have got me in trouble. But back to the CIA really quick, because I know that's what you weren't talking about. But to be mad at them for not being honest wouldn't even make sense if you think about it, because what they're known most for is lying and doing it well, and finding out who's lying, who else isn't lying, who's telling the truth, this, that, the other. So for a group of people that deal in lies, for us to think that they wouldn't lie, well, they're not doing their job. Am I wrong in saying that? I'm probably always wrong.
Well, a lot of these things are classified, so we're never going to know the truth about stuff that happened.
You don't think so?
They could have recruited the Hag.
And I got a million jokes now I can't talk about. Like I want to say, oh, people on TV. No, what you're doing this now? Runs this. Trying to buy houses in Maui. Didn't say that. YouTube, allegedly. Dave, anything else on this?
No, that's it. Just again, this phenomenon, it's still unexplained to this day. They never solved how this happened. But Wes Craven read all of these stories, and that was some real life inspiration for him to create Freddy Krueger.
Oh.
So, to write a horror movie, a truly good one, you've got to find stuff that scares you, I would guess.
Yeah, so we have Fingernail Freddy, who we talked about last week, and now we have some real life stuff. So we have a little urban legend mixed in with some real life happenings.
The urban legend sounded more real. The urban legend was more believable to me than the other part about they just unexpectedly die at night. It was like 13, you said, unexpected deaths? 13. A baker's dozen.
13. But then in 1981, 26 total men died for the same reason.
So it doubled in that year.
Yeah.
2 baker's dozens.
So between 78 and 81, there were 13. In 81, there were 26.
Jeez.
Sin. It sounds like
Yes.
sloppy paperwork, Sin. It sounds like sloppy paperwork. I don't want to do paperwork on this. What happened? Oh, he died. Well, what happened? Well, I hit him. No, you didn't. Oh, died unexpectedly. All right, write that down. Like is that no? Am I wrong?
No, I think there's something to it. Something shaky. Something a little bit shady to it.
That reeks of it. I'm sorry. Sin, you're up next. Dave, you're all set, right? Oh no.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, David. Sin.
All right. Halloween superstitions. First one is souls trapped in purgatory are set free for 48 hours on All Hallows Eve.
That's a superstition.
There's one thing with that though. The Catholic Church eliminated purgatory.
Do what?
The Catholic Church eliminated purgatory.
They did. I know.
So what
I read
happened
that.
to all the souls then?
They got a lot of explaining to do with that because that a lot of stuff that I read had that word in it. Now, if it doesn't exist, I got to know how to like. That's all right. I'm not mad at them for it. But so that's so what the souls all come out on Hallows Eve.
Yep.
The veil's thinner.
No.
The veil's thinner.
You know what? If you asked me as a kid, what are you supposed to be scared about on Halloween? And I would be like guys in white vans and razor blades in the Snicker bars.
Yes.
That's I wouldn't. There's no way I would say anything paranormal. But okay, all right. I'm in it. Let's keep going.
And
My
little
parents
old ladies that gave boxes of raisins. That
or
used to
nickels.
scare me.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate raisins.
Yeah, you know
I've
what
never-
the worst part too was the box of raisins, right, was small. It wasn't a lot of raisins, and they were all smooshed together. You never got like a box of where they poured out the raisins. There was always like maybe one or two dropped, and then this big raisin clump would come out. And you'd be like, "Am I going to eat the whole thing, or should I bite from it?" And I would just shove it in my mouth. And you get that raisin juice, and no one really likes raisin juice.
No.
I'm gonna put that down. Another reason why I was very unlucky in my early 20s.
All right. American superstition says anyone born on Halloween has second sight. They can see and communicate with spirits while being protected from evil spirits for life.
Oh wow.
Halloween birthdays.
That's
the first I've heard that.
Me too.
It's interesting.
Here's,
Wait, just them?
What?
Just them. Just if you're born on Halloween, that only you can get that power.
Evidently,
like guaranteed.
an American. Yeah, this is an American superstition that has started fairly recently because I've never heard that.
I don't like that one.
Irish immigrants brought to America in the early 1900s.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wearing costumes to disguise themselves from evil spirits by hiding their true identity. It makes them think you're one of them, so they leave you alone. Halloween dinner.
I believe it.
Do I believe it?
No, I believe it. Look.
How about this one?
Go ahead.
How about this one? Halloween dinner should be eaten in silence to keep the spirits just beyond the veil from joining you.
I want them to join. I don't. No.
All right. Wait.
I've never heard that though.
I can't believe you want them to join you. I don't
It's
have
Mandy.
that. Yeah, I know.
They're going to be here anyway. I mean,
and Dave, I don't think me and you going, "Hey Dave, what did you think of the game last night?" "Oh, it sucked. Pass me the potatoes." Is going to do anything to the veil. Just in case we're writing that down too, it will do nothing to the veil. But go ahead, Sin.
Okay. If you wear clothing inside out and walk backwards on Halloween, you will see a witch.
Crisscross.
There's also another one that says if you walk backwards counterclockwise around your home before sunset on Halloween, it protects the home from evil spirits.
Is the witch's name Crisscross? Please. Please. Is it? Oh my God! Please.
It can be.
She'll make you jump.
Imagine if that was the reason you found out that little group was named that all these years because of that right there. I'm like, oh man, please let that witch be named Crisscross. Oh God, pants backwards, everything like that. Come on.
Oh.
Oh.
Ringing bells on Halloween will chase away evil spirits. Hunting is risky on Halloween because you can injure and anger a wandering spirit.
Ooh.
That makes no sense.
No, if anything, it's going to make you shoot
Where did
somebody in a
this come
costume.
Right?
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what
Mhm.
I'm thinking. All right. Anyone fated to die the next year will get a sign on Halloween night if they hear a sigh in the wind, because it's believed to be the wind blowing over the feet of the dead. I've never
Wow.
heard these.
A sigh?
Yeah.
They got to come up with a better Batman signal on that. I hear sighs way too much all the time around me. Everyone that has a conversation with me is like, "Can I get the keys to the car?" No. So it's like, that's not good. I might have a
No.
false start. Go ahead, Sin.
Now these next three were kind of creepy to me. If you hear footsteps behind you on Halloween night, don't turn around. Ignore them. They might be the dead walking behind you to kill you if you turn to look.
Or if you don't turn around, they might be somebody who's looking to kill you.
That's
A
what I'm
zombie.
thinking too.
Might
Yeah.
be a zombie.
A real person that you should turn around and figure out what they're about to do instead of
And
being
run.
like, you don't let them just. Here's guys, safety tip. I mean, I know you're into this, but just safety tip. Whenever in a confrontation or anything like that, don't let them kill you. Does that make sense to you guys? So I'm just trying to put
Yes.
that out there so we're all on the same page. Like,
That is really smart.
I would turn and be like, "Uh-oh, it's a ghost," or "Uh-oh, it's a guy," instead of "Hope it's a ghost. Hope it's a ghost. Hope it's a ghost," and then whack in the back of my head and I'm down bleeding. That's
Oh
not
God.
good. It's not good.
No.
Guys,
Next, anyone traveling on Halloween should carry a piece of bread crossed with salt in their pocket to keep them safe from evil spirits.
I've never heard that.
I haven't either.
That
It's-
combines like two traditions because there's Pen de Muertos for the Day of the Dead, and then salt is supposed to protect you from the spirits. But the spirits are supposed to be attracted to the bread, which is the whole reason for having it.
Listen, any day where you celebrate it by taking a piece of bread and spreading salt on that bread and then holding on to it is a stupid day. It's just it's stupid. That's ridiculous. That's a dumb thing. That's a dumb ceremonial thing. Sorry.
This one I've actually heard. So, standing at crossroads on Halloween night is dangerous. Some say spirits will whisper your future. Others say that it's where a man can sell his soul to the devil. Thieves and suicides would be buried at crossroads to make it difficult for their ghosts to know which road led back home. I had heard that.
Crossroads is a good movie.
I believe in
I've not-
Crossroads.
I haven't heard that one.
I think a lot of people die there. I think a lot of people live very horrible end of their lives type lives there. A lot of shady crap has gone down throughout history at Crossroads. I believe if places hold negative energy, like we've been told, Crossroads definitely
I think
hold
so too.
negative energy. It's not positive. I mean, how many positive train rides were there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's not a lot of positivity. It's all negative. Go ahead.
All right. Seeing a spider on Halloween means a loved one is watching over you, or
What?
it could mean a witch is near.
Huh.
You got either or.
Well, then I got a lot of them near me because I got a lot of spiders here.
Now, it was so apparently, like, yeah, there's a bunch of loved ones and witches around my house because
Mine too.
What happens if your loved ones were witches?
Now,
touche,
this-
David, touche.
Maybe. Bury small animal bones or a picture of an animal near your doorway on Halloween to prevent ghosts from coming into the house. Have you heard that?
I haven't.
I haven't either. One British tradition says that nuts can be used as magic charms on Halloween. It's believed that because the devil supposedly would gather and use nuts.
This and more at Joe's Art and Craft Store.
Throw white stones marked with a symbol of your name on them into a bonfire. After the fire is over, dig through the ashes to find your stone. If your stone is not there, you're next to die.
What? Oh man.
I'll do it.
No,
No. No.
no.
It's a stone.
At midnight. No. At
Like,
midnight
it's the
on
original-
Halloween.
It's the original version of The Ring.
Oh,
But if it's a stone, a real stone, I'm not going
it
to
has
throw
to
it in
be
there
white.
like-
Has
white
to be a
stone.
white stone.
So do you guys, does anybody here still do this? I don't even know if you guys ever did. If you see a black cat, do you spit twice?
No, I've got one.
I
Come
pet
here,
it.
Tess.
If a black, around here, I heard the superstitious is, if a black cat crosses your path, they say spit out the window twice. If it's in front of you, or spit if you're walking outside. But that's one of them I heard growing up.
Do you do that?
Yeah, actually I do, and I kind of, I'm like, why
So
am I
you don't have
doing
a
that?
black. You don't have a black cat. Then.
No. But anytime one would cross my path, if I'm driving or if I'm walking, I always let it pass, and then I'll spit twice.
No.
Or there's another one. They always say don't go in between like trees. That's supposed to be bad luck. Well, they say cats are bad luck if they cross your path, the black cats. So that's why they say to spit.
But in other countries, it's white cats.
Really? I've not heard that.
Yes. Yes.
I always grew up hearing it was the black cats.
Mandy,
So you just, next
Mandy.
time you see the white cat too, you better spit out the other side.
Oh man.
Mandy, please tell me, right, that when you say that, you mean more like the first baseman on my baseball team, as opposed to like boy, what was it? He was going Bailey spitting that movie, but like when you would spit twice, was it a good like, or were you just like going like, is it a fake spit?
No,
No,
I'm
concerned.
spitting. I am
really
spitting.
You just
I am really spitting.
spitting twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was told when a black cat crosses your path, you just go the other way. Like, I swear to God, you just change your paths. That's what I thought the whole superstition was. I didn't know we had to spit at the cat. I missed out on a long time of getting to spit at cat.
No, let the cat pass, and then you spit. So after he's gone and passed, that's when you spit.
What? Can I ask you something? Don't you think you scare a cat off if you spit at it?
No, I
No.
always-
That's where that came from. Just trust me. I don't even know.
that would make
Do this.
sense. From back in the day, if they wanted to get the cat away. Yeah.
You spit
I
at
can see it.
To wait for the
Yeah.
cat to walk past your path and then spit twice. I don't know.
It was one of those old superstitious things passed down from my grandparents.
I'm just, dude. I have the go by St. Anthony's Church prayer, tap the roof 3 times. I have so many of those that it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't spit. I've never spit. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm mind boggling. But you're spitting twice when you see a black cat.
Every time.
I have
Mandy.
done it, but then I'm like, oh, I try to look
Mandy.
at it as good luck. I really
You can't come into my house.
I would
Spit all
not
over your
do it.
floor. All over your floor, she'd spit.
She'll
When I
spit
was-
shine your whole house in.
Listen, this was more when I was younger. Okay, I would
I
do
don't
that.
think so. I think you still do this.
Oh, yeah, she still does. She definitely does. I would put all the chips, Dave. Grab your hand in mine and just push them in the middle. Trust me, she's done it recently. That's where that came from. Yes, she still does.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I love cats. I would never do anything to hurt a cat, but I've always heard about the black cats, so that was just something I kind of did, and I try not to do it a lot, but
So she'd be sitting in Sin's house, like, hey, no, I'll have another.
Oh no.
I'll have another cup of coffee. No, hey, is that your husband? Nice to
I
meet
might-
you. I'm a man. Like,
I'll
is
tell
that
you what.
what's wrong with it?
I will spit before I go inside her house.
Knock,
Hey, hey,
knock, and let me know where you are. Let me let
Can I
me
ask
just
something? Can I ask something? Because you shouldn't be a hunter because your timing's off. Like you spit when the cat walks through the street, and then you spit. And now you're saying you're gonna spit outside the house before you even go in to see if there's
I'll
a black
just
cat. So I'm trying to figure out your whole spitting technique. It's not working. You're just spitting at the wrong time. Get in the house, see the black cat, walk back outside, spit on the lawn, come back in the house.
I wouldn't want to spit in her house, so I
Thank
do
you,
it
man.
before.
Dave, are you following all this?
I'm trying.
All right.
Okay. At midnight on Halloween, light a new orange candle and let it burn until sunrise to receive good luck. If a
All right.
candle flame burns out or turns blue, a spirit is near. Yeah.
I don't think that's the truth.
I don't either.
It's just got to do with the what it's burning with.
Yeah, and how hot the flame gets.
I didn't write these.
Oh.
Just
Oh.
There's an old Scottish saying that a woman would hang a wet bed sheet by the fire on Halloween night in hopes of seeing visions of her future husband.
Believe it.
Yeah.
Believe
There's
it.
another Scottish saying, if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
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 There's actually like a couple of superstitions that are like that are very similar. It's one about if a woman buys a clown car and sets it on fire and can figure out how to start nuclear war, then she's gonna find her next husband. There's a million of them that are just like that. They're all bullshit all the way through until they just want to hit you with the hook. It's all bullshit. Find a new husband or find a new guy. And
Yep.
and every woman looks at it and goes, huh.
Let me try that. Let me try that.
Here's one. If a black cat crosses your path and you spit and the spit hits a guy, you have a good chance of having a conversation with that guy.
I believe that one. I do. There's going to be a conversation at the very least if you spit on somebody, just because, especially because if I'm the guy, right, and I got spit on like that, even if I knew she did it by accident, I'd be like, what the fuck? And she'd be like, cat crossed my path. I'd be like, he's already in the woods. He's in the woods when you spit on me. You know what I mean? At least pay attention to your surroundings. See,
it's like an icebreaker from 1632 or something.
Excuse me?
One of the oldest superstitions is about open flames. They light the way for souls seeking the afterlife. And if you stare into an open flame on Halloween, you might see the future.
That could be true. But it could be true. I heard our best man one time end his speech with open wishes. Isn't that awesome? Wishes. Yeah. It was, when someone's doing an awkward bachelor speech and you're like, oh God, like you don't feel bad for him. I feel bad for myself. Because it's like, screw him that he's uncomfortable. I got to sit here and watch him be uncomfortable. It's worse for me. I feel uncomfortable. Right, Dave? That last time at the wedding? Yeah. We feel uncomfortable because this guy can't read a speech. And he ends up with open wishes. I don't even know what that means.
Continued, I guess? I don't know.
I
don't know. I want to read two more because they're really close in what they're talking about. And it's about the initial of your future spouse and all that kind of stuff. So one of them is to carefully peel an apple and let the peeling be in one strip all the way around, and then throw it over your shoulder. When you turn around, it should be in the shape of the initial of your future spouse.
Brought to you by Band-Aids.
And the other one is to catch a snail on Halloween night and to lock it in a flat dish so that it just kind of moves around by itself. And then when you take it, when you open it the next day, you look at the slime and see if there's an initial in it. That will be your spouse's initial.
I thought my clown joke was bad with like situations. That snail version of it is even worse.
That's
I hate
interesting.
You guys
I
get
know.
snails? We get snails. Dave, you get snails in your house, Dave?
Oh,
I got
God.
snails.
No, not at my house, but I've seen them down by
They're
where my
big.
grandma used to live.
I'm surprised I haven't seen a lot out here.
I had two of them once making love. No, I wish I was joking. That was a
Ew.
joke. No, yeah. So you know what I did? I filmed it, and I made it a romance at first, and then it turned quickly into a horror film. Because you know what I did?
Oh,
Oh, you better believe it. There's these two big fat ones, and they were just sliming together. And I went inside, and I came outside. I gotta find the film, and I'm like, Mr. Salt Man, and I was like, shake it, shake, 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 and they just started to die in horrendous ways. Where I was like, is this too gory? I'm like, no, go for it, Leopard, go for it. I just treaded on. I dropped some more salt, and then it's an explosive ending to say the least. And it was
Aw.
not a happy ever after, make it to Lifetime Channel type. Not that I mind Lifetime Channel. I liked Who's the Boss, the blonde woman from there. She's on a bunch of movies. I'm sorry, Cindy, did you have another one?
I'm good.
Mandy.
Mandy.
all right. I'm gonna name the top 10. Well, real life scary movies. These are based off of true stories. Number 1 is The Zodiac. 2007, it came out. It was based on the serial killer from San Francisco in the 1960s.
It was that was that.
Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was.
I'm
Yeah.
such a documentary guy, but I swear to you, I just all I watch, and I'm like, but Gyllenhaal, I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, he's very good actor, very good. Jughead was phenomenal. Jesus. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Oh, the Amityville Horror in 1979, which was based in the 70s. And this was a family that had lived in this house, and they had all kinds of crazy, phenomenal things going on. That which led it to become one of the famous horror movies
Yeah, Amityville.
written.
So the thing is with Amityville Horror is this: it's simple. Whenever someone says the 70s, I just have to shake my head yes, because whatever they say comes out of their mouth that happened in the 70s, there's a good chance it happened in the 70s. Like things that happened in the 70s are to me, that's the decade where the strangest things I can think of happened. I mean, disco, but I mean, I digress. Back to paranormal, like all this stuff in the 70s, all these weird events in the 70s.
I was born in the 70s.
Oh, so was I.
78.
That was too.
Yeah, so was I. Just in the early 70s. I barely made it. How about that? Into the 70s. I barely made it. Barely made
Back
it.
in my day.
Right? Dude, the thing about the 70s. I heard someone today, they were complaining, and I thought to myself, when I was younger, the older people would complain like, oh, things were so much better back in the day. Oh, so much easier back in the day, or whatever. And now it's always like, you could get away with that back in my day. You wouldn't get arrested. Or, oh, we used to do that kind of stuff back in my day. And people look at you like you're a horrible person. It's totally flipped. It's like, I'm like, there were no. I remember I said to one kid once, I was coaching a basketball practice, and the kid asked me something. I was like, there weren't cameras in our school at all when I went to high school. He's like, what?
Cameras, no caller ID.
What? Like there wasn't a single camera in the whole place. I'm like, we used to play jokes and tricks on the janitor. He couldn't find it out. It was us for 2 months. Dude, I did some of the most trivial, ridiculously stupid prank type stuff just to make myself laugh in high school.
You did?
Oh
no!
Listen, I should have got arrested. And I'm sorry, but this is really quick.
Oh, you're fine.
It was I tell the story all the time. It was a 3-day weekend coming up, right? And we get into this argument with this girl over this girl. This girl got away with way too much. So it's like, how do you get back at somebody that got away with way too much? Well, you can't hit her because you don't hit girls. I digress. What do? All right. We went down to the fish market. And we got 2 dead fish, and we put them in a locker with allegedly. It could have been me. It could have been someone I knew. And we put 3 wieners loaded. Closed. Now, I come back on the Tuesday thinking, oh, I hope the that part of the building it smells. I hope at least around her locker it smells. We come in the front door, me and my friend who was with me, my accomplice, and we can smell it all the way out to where the foyer is, which has nothing to do with that part of the building. So we're like, oh, fuck. I go up to the third floor of my locker. I can still smell it. Now we just have to go towards where it's at. And there's so many kids gathered there. The firemen have it fumigated. It's taped off, right? The girl is standing there crying, talking to a policeman. I'm thinking, oh my God, we're dead. Like, we're dead right now. Dead to rights. Someone's going to rat anyways. And my friend turns around and starts to yell throughout the crowd repeatedly. Anyone says anything, they get it worse. Someone says anything, they get it worse. Anyone says anything, they get it worse. No one told. Allegedly, I could have done that. It might not have been me. I'm just telling a story for the entertainment purposes. But you realize that saved me. That whole scaring everybody with that premise. Like, in other words, look what we just did. Imagine what we're going to do to you. Right? So, yeah, I'm sorry to say I was like a mental bully, I guess. Would I be considered that a mental bully? I guess I'm a mental bully. Yeah. I gotta go lay down on a couch and just talk to myself, get in touch with myself. I really think that I might not be a good person.
I'm do some shadow work.
Oh, go ahead, Mandy. Now I'm depressed.
Okay, number 3, The Conjuring came out in 2013. This is based on Ed and Lorraine Warren. They were dealing with a case in 1971 in Rhode Island. And let's see, we got number 4, The Poltergeist, came out in 1982.
Wait a minute.
What?
Who did that? Was that you, Dave?
What was that?
It was.
I heard a kid.
No, that was Don't Look Into the Light, Carol Ann. Don't go into the light, Carol Ann.
I was like, what is that?
Dave, I don't know what I'm creeped out by more. The sound of what you just played, or how quickly you had that sound at your disposal.
I'm quick sometimes. What can I say?
I'm just saying. I don't know. It was like Carol Ann was like right on beat. You didn't even miss a beat. It was like a 1, 2, Carol Ann. I'm sorry, Manny.
And number 5, Compliance in 2012. I don't think I've seen that one.
What was it?
Compliance?
It sounds like HR. It sounds like
it sounds like a bad audit.
I hear that word, I get scared though. How about that? So it must be a good movie.
It's a thriller, they say.
Yeah, you've heard every movie title so far. Poltergeist, Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
That's by far the scariest title I've heard so far for a goddamn movie. When you said that, I got nervous. I was like, what's going on? What do we do? What happened? What?
Number 6. It's called 10 Rillington Place in 1971. I've not heard of this.
It happened, though. It was the 70s.
It says here in the 1940s and the 50s, strangled at least 8 women, including his wife. Oh, and hid their corpse in the walls of his Nothing Hill house.
Lovely.
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill. Is that? I don't have my glasses on.
No, I believe. I know.
Oh wow.
I'm not impressed. I think it was way too easy to kill someone back in the day. I really don't. I don't like. Whenever they say the number of bodies like that will kill, like you could kill in like the 30s or 40s, like think what we can get away with in the 90s. Like I was saying, now go back to the 30s, 40s, like you can get away with a lot of stuff if you wanted to. So it's always like whenever they catch those guys, I always worry about the guys they didn't catch that are just better at it, that they're past that count. I know that's a little dark. I'm sorry, Dave. You got me depressed, and now I'm in this place where I'm talking about just death and dark. I'm gonna hit the whiskey. I'm sorry, man.
Move towards the light, King Michael.
Number 7, Open Water in 2003. Now this freaks me out because I am terrified of sharks. but I do go in the ocean. I know that sounds crazy, and I have snorkeled, and yeah, it's scary. This is based on the true story of a couple that went snorkeling, but they were on a boat that had stopped, and everyone got out for about an hour. Well, they went too far, and they were miscounted, and they did not get back on the boat, of course, and ended up getting, dying from being out there so long, no one finding them, sharks attacking them. They never were found.
That again, I've said it before. I would rather be set on fire than drown. That's a horror. That's a true horror story for me right there. However, the sharks part, no, not so much, because, like I said the day before, there's a beach that all the real Guidos would go to back in the '80s called Scarborough Beach. It was almost like a nightclub, but on the sand. It was. You remember Scarborough like that? Like,
Yeah.
In the '80s, guys would be like the bad guy from Karate Kid, or like really really jacked. Everybody was just big, and the backs were all broken out. I couldn't figure that out either. But
Steroids.
Scarborough Beach, my friend Dave was swimming, and a dorsal fin popped up.
Oh
Just had to
no.
go around him in a circle, and we ended up doing a song about it. Like he was one of those people that showed up. He's like, "We're doing this," and it's like his part was so long that we shared vocal parts that I was just like, I'll just do this little bit. Call a song. We're good. Because I knew how bad he wanted to do it, because he was swimming and a dorsal fin popped out and just circled him on at Scarborough Beach. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's common on the Cape, not so much like in Rhode Island, but I suppose if the waters got warm enough.
You would think Sand Hill Cove, right? Maybe because it's a cove, they get caught in it. But Scarborough, like, I was like, how far out were you? Like, what are you talking about now? Scarborough. I'm sorry, Mandy.
No way. Gives me creeps. There's Snowtown. 2000 and I think this says 2011.
I don't know where you're gonna go with this one.
It's based on the Barrel murders. I've not actually 1971. It said, yeah.
Is this Christmassy? Are we talking about Christmas right now? Because I don't know if
I'm
we're
just,
doing the Heat
I'm
Miser.
just naming some of the top 10 movies that were based on true stories.
True story of what though? A Christmas horror thing? Is this Christmas horror?
This was it said it was based on murders. It probably took place in the wintertime, and that's why they're calling it that movie. That's what the movie was based on. And I read something about Australia. So I believe it was this must have happened over in Australia.
It couldn't, right? I mean, I'm gonna sound really stupid.
Or the writer, I mean, not in Australia, but the writer or the killer, whatever it said, it was something like that. Something about Australia.
Now I'm gonna go back and fact check you for this whole show.
Yeah.
You're
that was the last one that I read.
I felt like you were trying to. That was very good, thank you. I felt like you were trying to confuse us on purpose, though. If we're all being honest at that point.
Well, I'm going to look up compliance and Snowtown.
Yeah,
Snowtown.
Look at
Australia.
I've seen the others. Yeah.
Hey,
I know,
you ever visit? Dave,
I lost my page after that. So,
Dave, you ever take the wife to Snowsville, Australia?
No.
Oh man, it's so great.
The premise for that one is Corky. He went on a bit of a walkabout and killed a bunch of people.
You should have said he killed a bunch of snowmen. That's what you should have said.
A bunch of snowmen.
Yeah, there you go. All right. This Saturday night, live streaming at 9:00. I guess I will be. I'll be at Block Island, joining them on the investigation, I want to call it.
Awesome.
I don't know what Rick and Sarah are planning to do. I don't know.
Make sure you record it.
I'm gonna record it, but here's the thing. Again, I might wear my running shoes because, again, they're gonna do stuff. I'm not gonna do stuff. Like I'm not there. I'm not gonna make it. No, I don't want to attract anything extra. I'm already. Because here's the thing, right? They're gonna do this investigating, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it happens while I'm there, Now, does that make it worse?
What do you mean?
If they get communication,
Just isn't it? Wouldn't it be like as far as people watching something and actually believing in it, and everybody being so cynical, like they just I am. So I mean, I know what I'm talking about. If I was watching it as a third party and I saw me filming it, and then all of a sudden something happened, I'd be like, "Oh, come on!" He goes to that one time and something happens. I've only been to the USS Salem, like at night, and I think I went to one other place. But I don't go on these things. I don't walk into places like this. I'm that person that fears that when I walk in, it's going to be like, toom, like you know what I mean. Just I'm either gonna push it all away. I'm gonna bring it all in. Someone else might get it. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I get that.
Mike, you're gonna walk in. You're gonna say, "Who'd you talk to? What'd you say?" And you're gonna get a nice EVP.
Yep.
You know why I say that before every single show? Does anyone know?
Nope.
No one knows that. No, that trivia. So, my friends would make fun of me because apparently that's what I always used to say to them. So they made a Christmas album in my name, songs making fun of me. I used to do that for them. So they did this whole DVD for me. But one of the choruses was, "Who'd you talk to? What's going on?" Dun dun dun. It was those electric light orchestra underneath it. Who'd you talk? So I'm like, you know what? I do say, "Who'd you talk to? What's going on?" a lot, don't I? And then I just started going, "Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on?" It's me. And that's been my intro ever since. I took what they made fun of, and I'm like, it's a good idea. And what's even better is if I take what you made fun of me with and I make it good, now we're both screwed. Sin, what would they say to wrap it up?
Look, I've got my 50 came in. I'm so excited. So excited. This is the proof copy, which is that little band across. But these are available on Amazon, and I'm trying to get a book signing set up here in my little county with the bookstore here, and we'll let you guys know when it is. So,
isn't it great to get it in your hands? Let me phrase it. Get the book back home, like the real copy of the book, like that.
Yeah,
I
got to see the first 2 copies in Nashville because 2 of my friends had ordered them and brought them by for me to sign. So that was really cool. But I've got my copies in now, and I'm so excited.
When my book went out for sale, the first 2 copies sold were incorrectly edited. They were like strike lines through all like the words.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then I sold I think 20-some soft copy, and then 3 or 4 hard copy, which I still don't know who the frig would buy them. And I never stopped. You know, I never went back. I've yet to even check my Amazon page to see if I've sold any books since.
you might have some money in there.
Probably not. But I never.
You know, Sarah bought one. Sarah bought one. I wonder if she's bringing it up to you to sign.
I didn't even know. That'd be awkward. When I say no, I'm sorry. I don't sign things.
Take a metallic pen, like gold metallic.
No, all right. So you want to know the truth? Because I'm already 3 in. I always used to sign like when I was in the band and people would come up and ask me to sign the CD or sign me. I was always like, that's the dumbest thing that's so like in my head. I was always thinking like, did your parents not teach you? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was in my 20s and they were in their 20s, but it didn't matter. I'm going, what are you? So you remember League of Their Own?
Yep. That sounds familiar.
The girls' baseball team. Tom Hanks is their coach.
There's no crying in baseball.
Right. So I would always sign, if it was a guy, I'd sign the CD, Avoid the Clap. King Michael. Because that's what Jimmy Dugan would sign on that kid's baseball. And the kid's like, avoid the clap. And he's like, that's good advice. It's just such a great. So it's like, you know what? If you want me to sign a CD, I'm going to make it seem a little stupid. And there you go. Because I didn't. Would you guys no, seriously. Have the 3 of you been asked for your autograph?
No.
Oh.
No.
Mandy, it's yes or no. You don't have to.
Yes.
Mandy.
Yes.
Mandy.
Now, Dave, you?
I have
We,
not.
we were in Tennessee at where the Moonshiners were, and we were actually with them guys, and a lot of people recognized the Ghost Sisters, and they had us signing things. So I was like, oh, okay, well, shirts and things. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, we went up to Derry, Pennsylvania. They had the Derry Palooza. Like, there's 6,000 people. You couldn't see to the back. When you can't see the back of the crowd, it scares you. You come off stage, and they go, when you come off stage, you go into the signing room. And I'm like, what is that? They're like, you sit down at the table, and the people that come by and buy your stuff will have you sign it. I'm like, ain't nobody buying our stuff. What am I gonna go? I get off stage, I'm gonna be soaked sweat. I'm not gonna go sit there. We went and sit there, and people came by to have us sign stuff. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? You know what? There's a it's weird. I have the piece. There was only Dave. I don't know if you know the history of this. I think there was only 6 made. So Dave Lysick, older brother of Rick Lysick,
From Shed.
used to be in a band called Shed.
Yeah.
Shed and my band always played together. So I've known Dave Lysick. Dave Lysick went to my wedding. I got to know Rick Lysick like a year ago. So I've always known Dave, and then I didn't know there even was a Rick until I met Rick. You know what I mean? But anyways, we did a show called the Two-Headed Monster. It was our band and their band at the same time, 2 drum sets. It was like 3 guitar players, 2 bass players, a DJ, Dave singing, and then me and the other Dave doing our stuff. We would play each other's songs, do cover songs, constantly going on and off like that. It worked out like extremely well. It was like we sold out the Strand, or it was Lupo's at the time, and just crushed it. It was like really like 6, 7. It was crushed it. But one of the artists made this photo of these. It's like 2 women attached, and they're like, I guess they're like kissing. It's just like a punk rock type thing. There were 6 made, and everybody from both bands signed every single one. Now, since that happened, if you go to Lupo's, which is where the Strand used to be, now Lupo's moved there. It's probably our biggest rock venue, like in the city. If you go to where it's the upper section, they have like these things that are in like glass cases with lights on them, and one of them happens to be one of those signed paintings, and my name's on the top of it. I remember I showed my kids, and they were like, "So?" I'm like, "No credit at all, none." They're like, "No." And then I was at another bar that's run by a guy that used to be involved with music scene. It's like you go downstairs to it. I forget the name of it. He used to go by the nickname Psycho, if that helps anybody. But you go downstairs there, and if you ask somebody where the bathroom is, they'll be like, "See the photo of the 2 girls kissing? It's under there to the left." And I was like, "What the?" And I turned, and there's another one of those photos signed, but with my name on top of it. I don't know where the other 3 are, but I have one in my house. Like, so I'm gonna put it behind me. That's my goal. I'm gonna if it's at Lupo's, which is a big rock club, and it's at another rock club, I'm gonna put it at Bar Fangool. Dave, I'm about to go higher up on the Google list with the bees.
There you go.
I'm always thinking, Dave. I'm always thinking. Mandy, anything else you'd like to wrap up with?
Yeah, you can follow Ghost Sisters. We're on all social media. We go live during our investigations on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And this weekend, we will be filming with Paranormal Reality TV, and you can watch the lives on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you want to book a reading with me, you can follow me on Facebook and TikTok, Intuitive Medium Mandy.
Intuitive Medium Mandy. Dreamy David Barr, would you like to wrap it up?
I will leave us with some words of wisdom from a mentor of mine. The more we're all successful, the more we're all successful. So there's plenty of stories to tell, places to investigate, evidence to analyze. There's no need to be catty and douchey towards one another. We can all just get along and let our evidence speak for itself.
Wow.
Amen.
Wow.
Yeah, amen.
God, move slowly when you get off your soapbox, but no, I'm ready for the investigation Saturday. Dave, I got to tell you, I accidentally came up, I think, with some like comedy material that I want to run by you. That it actually, but it was actually just me in real life, and I just allowed myself to keep thinking. Like, in other words, I was like, it came down to like punting a puppy, and I'm like, well, you would grab it by the face so you could see the cute eyes. You want to see the cute eyes, and grab it under the chest so you can brace it with the other hand. But when you kick it, you're gonna want to kick it where the stomach is, with the chest, to punt it. So you would take 3 steps, drop the puppy, and punt it. And then I thought, well, that's how you punt a puppy. And then I thought, well, you must be thinking punting a baby. Well, that's easy. That's easy. Of course I got that covered. Punting a baby is all about the head. You have to maintain the head, right? Now listen. Wherever you kick the head, the baby's gonna go. And sometimes, even when you just kick the head, it'll be there. Dave, and then I started complaining about having to do it and how my knee hurt and my elbow would hurt from dropping the puppy, and there was different techniques. I took it so deep. I'm like, what is wrong with me that I can try to make those two things funny? Like, why do I think I can make punting those two things funny? And the thing is, I'm insane, because I talked that out for so long. I was like, the semantics were stupid. I'm talking about contracts and all kinds of stuff. Like, I was a professional puppy punter now, which sounds funny to me when I say that. You know what I mean? Professional puppy punter. What? Oh yeah, I grab my face. You want to see the eyes? Boom.
Mandy is so disappointed in you.
Look how mad I made you guys. It's exactly my point. By the way, just for the record, I've never punted a puppy or a baby. I don't. You might find that shocking. Some might find that shocking, but I've never actually really done that. Just because, I don't know, I have parents and I got a brain in my head, and not a lot of puppies and babies around here to punt.
When you're out on that investigation, you should tell a joke and see if the spirits respond to you.
Oh.
Have you
recorded that
so that I can hear nobody laugh? Like,
you might make a spirit laugh. You never know.
Nope. No.
You should. I'm going to try it this weekend. I'm going to try it this weekend if I remember.
Or you might get attacked by the spirit of an angry puppy that was punted.
Oh, I don't mean to tell that joke. No, I meant something else.
Oh, I'm going in there, puppy punting and baby punting.
No.
Crazy. I'm gonna be like, the baby puppy punter is here in his house. I'll be like, what's up? What's up, spirits? What's up?
I was talking about another joke. A different joke.
Yeah, I pump a baby. I'll punt that baby to the 5-yard line, make it spin right out. All right. I would never punt the baby or a puppy. Let's all get control of ourselves. Dave, I'm really disappointed in you bringing up the whole punting a puppy thing. Saturday night will be the event. Tune in for the live stream, and I'll wrap it up like this. For the machine, Mandy. For Sin, Schrader, Hill, Author. For Dreamy David Barr, it is me, Mike Leopard King, Mike L. This was Legit Paranormal News, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. Please check us out Saturday night at 9 o'clock. It should be